Hey everyone, it's a quick tutorial on how to solo the Cavern of Darkness on Purgatory. Uh, I was struggling with this at first, and I see people yapping about them struggling too, so I figured I would just make this and just show people how I do it. Maybe it would help. I don't know if my units are that grind locked or luck locked, anything like that, but uh, it's a pretty simple method. These runs don't take that long, and there's not a lot of RNG in it at all, so every run's pretty consistent. But start, you're gonna want a cheap hybrid light unit, so you get that damage buff, and you can move it around and re-upgrade it for cheap. Second, you want Tatsumaki for the slow. It helps a lot at the beginning. I'm not entirely sure if it's needed, but I do it anyway. Makes my life a lot easier. So, next you want to have Businessman Yojin, of course. He just makes so much. This might be doable with Idol only, but Yojin just carries the money. And then I use a Guts, but I think you could use Div Captain or any late damage option should be fine, but Div Captain should be especially good because she's light as well. Start, you're going to place your unit, preferably free run, but put her on the edge over here so she gets the entirety of this starter corner. Also, make sure your auto skip is off. Important. You gotta make sure that's off. You could put it honestly anywhere along this lip, it doesn't really matter. Her range is really good. I mean, I do have her skill tree maxed, but should be fine without it. There's I rush a double placement, but I don't think Idol's even needed for this at all. I just place her for the range buff at the end. So after I place down, I then follow up with Tatsumaki for the slow. And then as soon as I can, I dump all my money from these upgrades straight back into free run. Her upgrades are cheap. You're gonna have to move her in a bit anyway, about round 6, I believe. But then after that, you don't have to move her at all. Once she's 4 out of 7, I believe, you don't have to upgrade her anymore. You can just put the rest into money. My bad, I only do 3 out of 7. Once she's 3 out of 7, put the rest straight into Businessman. You're gonna need them up because you're gonna have to sell and replace. You go ahead and sell here. For this, it's not a hard placement either. No pixels involved on this. You just slap her down like over here. Preferably closer to this edge, so that way later in the game you don't have to move her again. But she should not have to move at all. Here, this is where I dump. I think you could stop at 4 out of 7, but I like to go 5 out of 7 anyway, just to be safe. It's not that expensive of an upgrade. So you can go ahead and just turn auto skip back on. It's not going to make a difference anymore once you have that upgrade done. Once you have enough to place your unit, just place them towards the middle area. Doesn't really matter where, as long as it can hit a wide space to pop all these crystals. I don't think the crystals will ever truly lead to a wipe as long as you have your units down. It never happened to me, at least, when they would be out of range. But sometimes you do get unlucky. They'll spawn like in the fringe over here. But again, you could just, depending on what you're running, you could just place one over. Should have plenty of cash to move. Here on out, just max your stuff. There you go. It's not that bad. Again, I don't know how many people didn't roll on free run or anything like that, but should be pretty accessible. And 11 minutes ain't that bad. Then again, I got the 3x pass, but hey,